Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.
Hi, Jay Fallon, and thanks for listening to the Slippery Slope. So, look, I'm wearing my Mr. Grumpy shirt. Mr. Grumpy. I thought that was very, very appropriate. I read the story and I thought, yeah, this is, I find this story a little frustrating. Queensland Police Officer caught drink driving. I was reading through it and I thought, oh, yeah, okay, I could kind of see, feeling a bit of, compassion. Obviously, he's had a bit of a hard time. Then you get into the details and you think, this fella, seriously? Come on. Come on. Okay, the headline, Courier Mail says Sunshine Coast police officer Justin Heinman pleads guilty to being drunk behind the wheel. So commended, they say this a lot actually through the article, a commended Queensland police officer regarded for his service on the job has been caught in his car with an astronomical reading. Astronomical. Got the picture there of this lad. So, a highly regarded Sunshine Coast police officer, known for his work in far north Queensland, has been caught for a with grog in his system while behind the wheel. Justin Gunter Royce Heineman, who was a finalist in the Far North District Police Officer of the Year Award for 2013-14 for his work at Cowan Police Station, was found behind the wheel of his parked Mitsubishi Pajero SUV at Variadale on August the 6th. Police prosecutor Phil Stevens said emergency crews were called at 8:52 p.m. to Doonan Bridge Road East after they received reports of a car crash. Upon arrival, police were told by fire crews and paramedics that there was no car crash, but instead found Heineman in the driver's seat with his seatbelt fitted. The car was not running and the keys were removed. So, Noosa Magistrate Court was told on Tuesday the Kuroi General Duties Officer was breath tested and returned a positive reading for alcohol. He was taken to Coolum Police Station for further testing, where he returned a reading of, get this, hear it, see it, 0.226%. That's huge. He was charged with being in charge of a vehicle while under the influence of liquor. Wow, that is just anyway. So the senior constable appeared in court on Tuesday where he pleaded guilty to the single charge. Sergeant Stevens said there were prior drink driving entries on Heineman's traffic history from 2010 and 1998 and said a traffic conviction was in range. Previous reporting on Heineman's sentencing 15 years ago revealed how the police officer, who was a first year probationary constable at the time, returned a reading of 0.051% at Ferny Grove. You know what really frustrates me about reading when I read that is that not to harp on this, but I was stood down because it didn't go along with the vaccine mandate. So you get stood down, 2 weeks pay. Then I wrote a little thing saying, please don't take my money off me because, it'll cause hardship and all that. And the police just said, they said that they considered it. And then they just said, no, screw you, Jay Fallon. You stood down without pay. Go and suck on those lemons. This chap, in his first year, so first off, in 1998, before he was a cop, he gets caught drink driving. So it's in his traffic history. They've obviously seen it because you have to share your traffic history. No one's thought, well, that might be a problem. No, let him in anyway. In his first year, he gets caught again, second time in his first year. Still has his job. And now you got a third time. But no, Jay. Don't go and get your jab. Stood down, no pay. Screw you. But drink driving. Well, that fella, he's all right. That fella, he's all right, eh? He'll just drink drive. That's all good. So he was disqualified for 1 month and fined $150 with no conviction recorded after the then 31-year-old pleaded guilty to one count of drink driving. The court was told Heinemann was also disqualified from driving in 1998 after he returned a reading of 0.098% behind the wheel prior to his job in the force. Frustrating. During his court appearance on Tuesday, defense solicitor Jamie Lee Jessup, JLJ, they call him, or her, whoever it is, said her client's offence occurred in the backdrop of occupational burnout and a personal crisis where he suffered stress compounded by 15 years of police service. He saw a psychologist in the lead up to the incident. Look, I've got no doubt all of that's true. Got no doubt. Except for the old, this is the third time. 1998, way before he was on the job. 2010, when he was a first year. And now it's like, oh, I've got all these issues. And he probably has got issues. The thing is, it's your third time, bruh. But don't worry. I'm sure Shane Pryor will stand up for you. Ms. Jessup said the father of two self-medicated with alcohol at the time and was remorseful. He had also completed the Queensland Traffic Offenders Program. Look, I get it. I can feel compassion for it. I can feel sympathy, empathy for him. Okay, I got no doubt he's probably got some issues, especially when he's served up in Cohen. Served up in Cohen, it's a hard place to be serving. And sounds like he's a good police officer. But you got some issues with the old alcohol, bruh. Got some issues, and QPS just keep letting you get away with it. But hey, that's the way they roll when it comes to those things. Not Jason with the mandate, then you can go. Sorry, should stop harping on that. Ms. Jessup said the father of two self-medicated with alcohol at the time and was remorseful. The court was told Heinemann was known for his work in far north Queensland, where he was nominated for Police Officer of the Year for his efforts in Indigenous communities that included Cape York and Thursday Island. This picture here is of him. He actually looks vaguely familiar. I was at the academy in 2010. Yeah, so this picture here is Heinemann leaving court in 2010. So he also received commendations for his rescue efforts on the job. Ms. Jessup argued for a conviction not to be recorded against Heinemann, as he would also face disciplinary proceedings from the Queensland Police Service due to his offending. She said a conviction would affect his employment further. Well, he's obviously all jabbed up, so he should be safe. Magistrate Chris Callahan acknowledged how this 47-year-old saw his psychologist prior to his incident to report symptoms which were consistent with occupational burnout. Mr. Callahan said being a police officer was a difficult and demanding role in this day and age and could see why these symptoms would occur and believe these were strong mitigating circumstances that allowed the license disqualification to be reduced. Heinemann was fined $1,000 and disqualified from driving for 10 months. A conviction was not recorded, as Mr. Callahan said it would affect his economic well-being. Yeah, little frustrating. I feel for the guy. Okay, you got some PTSD or something. You got some issues from the job, but never really held accountable. Hey, it's funny how you have the Queensland Police Service commissioner. Who is it now? Golszewski, you're back. You're back behind the wheel again. It's funny how you can have one standard for one police officer, and then you get other police officers who can get in trouble quite a few times, and they're all white. It's all good. It's all good for them. It's all good for them. We'll just keep overlooking. Just keep making excuses. It's all good. But hey, you didn't get the jab. Bad, bad. I feel for the fellow, but where is the justice? You can't say that you don't. You can't say that you're going to hold people accountable and that you're going to arrest people, charge them for when they're breaking the law, but then you hold different people up to different stances, different standards, depending on who they are, depending on whether you know them, depending on whether they work for the Queensland Police or they don't work for the Queensland Police. Or maybe they do work for the Queensland Police, but, you know, this is that person and he's done this, and so what, he might have previous two records of drink driving. That's all right. You know, different standards for different people. Freaking frustrating. You hold different standards for different people, Golshuski. And you wonder why people get sick of the police, sick of QPS. Anyway, this is all just my opinion. You can't keep holding some people accountable for some things, and yet other people come along and you want to hold them accountable for everything. You can't have justice for some, and then while others get no justice at all. Can't have one standard for this group and no standard for another group. It's either you show no fear, no favor for everyone, or you don't do it at all. Anyway, this is just my opinion. It's very disappointing. I feel for the bloke, but hey, should have dealt with this in your first year when you got given the second chance then. And how do you even get into the service when you already had a drink driving charge? So it might be a bigger problem than just serving up in Cohen. That's just my opinion. I'm Jay Fallon. I'm not bitter or angry at all.
Got my eyes straight ahead, got my head in the game. With the red light on, I'm just waiting for the change. Keep my head down low.